As chair of one of the environmental committees here in the Senate, I rise in support of the larger climate package and want to make three quick points. The first relates to this photograph taken in downtown Los Angeles. It's a picture of the City Hall of Los Angeles on November 22, 1966. That picture comes off my wall in my office. It's been there since the first day I was here. And there's a little plaque that I wrote below it, and it reads as follows. In the 1970s, many experienced more than 200 days of unhealthy, smog-filled air annually. Angelenos were literally brought to tears as LA smog stung their eyes. The Clean Air Act, authored by President Richard Nixon, signed by President Nixon, and the Air Quality Act brought agencies, cities, states, activists, and thousands of people together to seriously address the change that we needed to treat our air. In 2014, there were no smog alerts. The little plaque says, sometimes government does get it right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And did we lose this? I'm not over. I was just having that's it. Boom. I'm joining you over there. In any event, so the message here of my first point that I want to make is that air pollution was an extraordinarily local issue, and this problem needs to take the next step. These are extraordinary challenges, and we need to take the next step for our clean air to make sure California remains healthy. Second, in our modern times, air pollution has been, as mentioned here by the previous senators, has become a global problem. Air pollution, water pollution, and chemical and climate pollution don't look at party registration, don't look at ethnicity, and don't look at gender. The air doesn't notice our politics and borders, nor does our leaders here in California. Our California policies are worldwide, and we have an impact, as has been mentioned, around the globe. The governor, the pro tem, have been all over the planet working and inspiring others to follow our lead, and it is working. These are policies started by Senator Pavley, by Senator Byron Scheer in the old days, who was just a giant of ideas of trying to really change out environmental policies. And so Senator Scheer, Senator Pavley showed us that this leadership and our current leadership matters, that policies matter, and the fact that our policy does, in fact, inform other states. It doesn't inform policy on a national level, and it has an impact globally. Third, relating initially to the next piece of legislation, AB 398, adds in the measure the social cost of carbon. For the first time, Californians will truly reconsider this social cost of carbon. That balance must be paid. Do we want to pay it back on the back ends in the form of asthma treatment or other health care problems, or on the front end? Government, from my perspective, always better to pay on the front end. So let me close again by pointing out to the local air quality problem that I talked about in 1966. As a young boy in Los Angeles, I remember being inside, told to stay inside because of these alerts. Members, the next bill you will vote on, AB 617, the local air quality bill. So neighborhoods in my district, around the ports, around Torrance, Richmond, and Wilmington, and around the state, will have cleaner air. We will finally make investments needed for the most disadvantaged communities and polluted communities. And together with this climate bill, address impacts of air pollution from the neighborhood level to the global level. Members, the governor said it right, that Washington does not speak for the rest of America. Washington does not speak for the rest of America. California is a signatory to the Paris Accords. California is leading the nation. And at this point in our history, while this measure is not perfect, while there are challenges as enlisted by so many of our friends, it is significant for us now to help reach our 2030 climate goals and air quality goals around the world. I ask for your support of this measure.